Welcome into the Cowboys Report. Tom Downey here. We're breaking down the latest Cowboys news and rumors. As training camp moves along, the pads are now on in Oxnard. Even more takeaways, news, and notes to hit on today's show. Before we get to that, we are in fantastic shape to close out the July comment battle against the Raiders Report. Help us ensure we win that. This would be the most comments of any channel in Chat Sports for Chat Sports this month. So let's make sure we win. Everyone just spam me in the comment section. I am not above rigging the election and stuffing the ballot box, so spam me in the comments section. Let's begin with latest here on Mazi Smith. First up, I think a mostly good update here. He has added back weight. Now, this does assume the Cowboys are being honest when they dropped the number. 310 is the number that has been reported out there. He looks like he's back to adding a lot of the weight that he lost last year. For whatever reason, it's in the past, so be it. And there have been flashes of Mazi Smith so far at Cowboys training camp. He has showcased some power. There have been some moments of good reps. There have been some moments where he gets that right foot up. I think it was Brian Broaddus who pointed this out first, and now I can't unsee it. He's trying to drive those legs, and that right leg just kind of like gets awkwardly caught up in the air, and he's a one-legged football player. Saw it again on the camp highlights on Tuesday. Like, it just got up a little bit high, he got a little tall, and he didn't win with leverage. But all of that stuff is fixable. The things that aren't quite operating right yet for Mazi Smith are fixable. They are adjustable. Now, it's going to be fixed on the job because they don't have the bodies at defensive tackle to get by right now. They still, I think, need somebody else via roster cuts or something. But Dallas has to get somebody in that building to help out at DT. And they need Mazi Smith to break out in a massive way. Is he going to be as good as hoped in year two? Relative to when he was drafted? No, probably not. I think we were behind the curve to an extent on that front. But I'm not writing him off yet. So what is your confidence level in Mazi Smith? This is just your opinion, so there are no wrong answers. 1 is your low end, 10 is your high end. It is the pinned comment on today's video. So if the ad comes on YouTube, take advantage of it. Head down there and scale your confidence level in Mazi Smith for me, 1 to 10. There's been some Royce Freeman hype, and most of this hype is not coming from the media, the analysts that are there. It's coming from the front office, which raises a flag. Maybe a red flag, maybe a beige flag, maybe a green flag, who knows. Here's what Stephen Jones had to say about Royce Freeman. We were just talking about it last night at the scout dinner. What the hell was he doing sitting around out there in free agency? An interesting guy to have been sitting there. He's a great 2-3 combination of what he can do as a backup. He's a big, thick guy, and he's a hell of a special teams player as well. He'll be a good addition and a great compliment to Ezekiel Elliott, and then we'll let the young guys and those guys all battle it out. Now, I haven't seen much buzz from Royce Freeman from those with boots on the ground in Oxnard. And the pads are only just now coming on. We'll get a better feel for that. He absolutely can contribute as a special teamer, which I do think matters when you're talking about roster spots. And what I think really Stephen Jones uses his 2-3 combination, your third back going to have to help on special teams. Royce Freeman can do that. Maybe they think he can be a number 2, but he was sitting out there because he's been on different teams. Denver, Carolina, Houston, LA, now Dallas. You know? It's 5 teams. It's 4 teams in 3 years, folks. Like, this is a journeyman. So we have to set our expectations accordingly. I still believe that Rico Dowdle is the best back on this roster. He's also got to stay healthy. I would argue if Ezekiel Elliott and Royce Freeman are taking the majority of your touches in the year 2024, probably means not good things. I've been wrong before. Hope I'm wrong again. But I would have some concerns about just truly trusting that duo as the top backs. And maybe they'll add somebody else. Maybe someone emerges as well, whether it's Rico, Malik Davis, Deuce Vaughn, whatever. I still don't love this running back room. Did you know that most Americans think they spend about $62 a month on subscriptions? The actual number is closer to $300. That is thousands of dollars a year. How much of that have we forgotten about in the process, right? Because it's all auto pay. Thankfully, Rocket Money helps prevent that. They found a bunch of subscriptions I'd forgotten about, and they can do the exact same thing for you. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills, all in one place. They can also, the dashboard shows you this month's spending compared to last month, so you can track your spending habits, help you create a custom budget, and keep your spending on track. Rocket Money has over 5 million users, and it's a total of 500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when using all of the app's features. Stop wasting money on things you don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions by going to rocketmoney.com/Cowboys. That's rocketmoney.com/Cowboys. Leave it in the comments and the description of today's show, rocketmoney.com/Cowboys. Next up, for now at least, seems like there's no interest in adding another defensive end to help replace the injured Sam Williams. Cowboys have not set up workouts yet to help replace him, with Williams' season over due to a torn ACL and a reported partially torn MCL as well, which leaves the Cowboys thin. They'll eventually formally place him on IR. Normally they wait till after the surgery to do that for whatever reason. But you're banking on Marshawn Nealon. Can Junior Fehoko or Chauncey Golston emerge? Like, a lot of this comes down to Nealon, who, by the way, does continue to get defensive tackle reps. Sometimes in like that blitz package, that third down package, he's in there at DT. But you are so thin along your front four, and if nobody emerges, you have to go sign somebody. If you want to have the best team out there, within reason, of course, you need somebody else out there. Got to add somebody to the team. You're too thin otherwise. So the free agent options, right? We mentioned this before. We'll go over it briefly again. Carl Lawson and Yannick Ngakoue still there. Rasheem Green's off the board. Signed with Jacksonville. The Lions could also be in the market with John Kaminsky going down. Guys like Frank Clark, Marquise Haynes, Shaq Lawson, Melvin Ingram. I think it's kind of a two-man race for me. It's Ngakoue and Lawson. There are some UFL options who are still unsigned out there. The Cowboys worked out these first three names, Garvin, Ray, and Roberson. There are some former Cowboys players, Breland Speaks, Rondell Carter, Vika Tafua. Taco's a troll answer, but he's available, technically speaking. So should the Cowboys add another defensive end? Y for yes, N for no. How about KaVontae Turpin getting some running back work at Cowboys camp? The Cowboys have been doing this. They have lined up Turpin in the backfield. He got a handoff at one point at camp today. They've put Deuce Vaughn some at slot receiver. Here's what they're doing. Package plays. I think that's the best way to describe this. This is not, Turpin's now a running back. That's not the point of this. It's not, Deuce Vaughn's now a receiver. It's early in camp. You're going to cross-train guys. Okay, Vaughn, they'll flip it next week. Put Vaughn back at slot receiver and put Turpin back, or flip that Vaughn at running back and Turpin back at slot receiver. This is, hey, let's try to find creative ways to use some of our more gadgety players. Turpin is not big enough to hold up as an every down back. He is too small. He is a historic, extreme, opposite end of the spectrum outlier as an every down back. It's just not going to happen. But packages, outside runs, toss plays, jet sweeps, run the angle route, the Texas route one time with KaVontae Turpin, good things can happen. He only had on offense, 23 touches last year. 4 of them went to scores. Now, that's an efficiency ratio you're just not going to maintain. But can't you get him a couple touches a game in creative ways? You have to be careful because, you put Turpin in the backfield, alarm bells go off for the defense, right? Hey, that's different. It's probably for him. Smart teams know that. So you got to use him as a decoy sometimes too and set him out on a route or fake the handoff or whatever. But if you can bust a screen with Turpin, could work. Are you buying Turpin actually getting more work? This might fall into the Cowboys using 2 running backs in the backfield. Heard that for 3 years in a row with Zeke and Pollard. Never really materialized. Are you buying it? B for buy, S for sell. Finally, Trey Lance got some first-team reps for the Cowboys at Tuesday's practice. The final 2 reps of the day. This is planned, by the way. Don't freak out. One scramble, which I think had defensive holding, some conflicting info, but I'm pretty sure it was holding on Deshaun Wright, who, as an aside, a lot of the Cowboys' catches on defense are coming against Deshaun Wright. Might be a red flag there. Did have a catch on an out route. I still think Lance is scrambling too much. Like, I don't think scrambles are a good thing at camp. Throw it. Hit your read. Throw it. Tells me he's probably not seeing it great. Now, it's early. Games to go. He needs reps, as Mike McCarthy said. He's at least getting those right now. We'll have more Cowboys training camp coverage for you guys today, tomorrow, the day after that, all the way up through the end of camp. So if you haven't already, hit that sub button right now.